Morning of final day of the training program on technology management, that is 26th February 2016 and Friday. And I welcome all the centers, all the participants at all the centers to this first session of the final day of the training program. I welcome GSS Academy of Technical Education Noida. I welcome Government Women Polytechnic College Sanganer Jaipur. I welcome Gyan Jyoti Group of Institutions Banur. Then Ram Devi Jindal Group of Institution Lalru. Then Vidya College of Engineering Meerut. So today we have with us Shri Ravinder Singh ji. There is a slight change in the time schedule that we made yesterday evening. Since Ravinder was also out to an event, startup event called Surge that was conducted in Bangalore. So it is kind of a where entrepreneurs can display their ideas, put forth their ideas, and have meetings with the investors. So earlier we had an interaction that he will be having a session on Thursday evening, but we realized that it will be very tough for him to join NITTTR. So we had it today 11:30 to 1. But again, he has to look after his official engagements also, his team also. Since it is Saturday, they must be leaving to their hometown also. So we decided that I requested and we mutually decided that we will have this session in the first half of the final day of the training program. So first we will have the session on leveraging technology for offering solutions to niche market and experiential learning. Then we will have just a half an hour capture by me on technology acquisition and exploitation, because indirectly I have designed the program in such a way that all the things that needs to be covered under technology acquisition and exploitation, it has already been covered. So we will just have a summary point of view. Summary of the technology acquisition and exploitation point of view. So we will be having this session from 10 to I feel so 11:15. Then 11:15 to 11:30 or 11:40 I will be having 20-25 minutes on technology acquisition and exploitation. And after that we will break for 15 minutes say tea. And by before 12 we wish that we start with our valedictory session, so that you also are free from the day and you can carry on with your activities. And also Dr. Dameja has also to leave for some urgent work. So at 12 o'clock, before 12 o'clock, he will be with us for some time for taking the feedback of the training program. So this was the schedule that we will be carrying out in today's date. So now we come back to the session. It is on leveraging technology for offering solutions to niche market, and we have with us Ravinder Singh ji, who is managing director with Mindfield Software Solutions Private Limited. He is a CSC graduate, an engineer who passed out from Thapa University, Patiala in 2006. He has, as on date, 10 years of his work experience in industry, out of which 7.5 years of business of experience is in his running own enterprise. So that is the wonderful part of it. I love to interact with him, share many things, discuss many things with him, because he has practical insights into the present day's needs and what can be the solutions to capture that, and what are how to tap the business opportunities therein. So without taking any much time, I welcome Ravinder ji to this platform, and I request him to engage the session with you.
Right. Thank you, Amardev sir. I hope everybody can hear us all properly.
GSS Academy of Technical Education Noida, are you with us? Are you able to hear to us? Mic. GSS Academy of Technical Education Noida. You are getting our voice? Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Then we come to Government Women Polytechnic College, Sanganer, Jaipur. You are with us? Perfect. They are with us, Hannah, I hope. Okay. Okay. You are hearing us? Just raise your hand. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Mic is not working, but I am getting that you are able to hear us. Okay. Then Gyan Jyoti Group of Institutions, Banur. You are getting us? Okay,
yes,
thank you. Then Ram Devi Jindal Group of Institutions, Lalru.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Vidya College of Engineering, Merit. Okay, okay, thank you. We start
All
with you.
right. Thank you, Amardev sir, for this introduction. Um, I'll add a few more things about what I have been doing in last 7, 8, 10 years. I have a total 10 years of work experience, which includes almost 7.5 years of business experience. After my graduation, I went to Gurgaon for almost 2 years, and after that, I started my own venture. Um, I have some experience with working for clients from the US on projects which are uh, not kind of simple projects, but projects which are the backbone of the companies when they run their own business. Um, then we also have some experience on interacting with educational institutes in the Punjab region, because most of the talent we bring in into our companies come from these educational institutes. Then I have experience in building products, and I have been associated with teams who have been building products. And almost from 3 4 years of this kind of an experience, there are a few things which I'll be sharing with you in this session today. Very recently, on 23rd and 24th, I was at a startup conference by the name Surge at Bangalore, which was kind of an eye opener for me also, and for almost all the new startups which are present there. And we learned so many things about the markets, the how the investors look at startups, how technology people look at startups, what kind of mistakes we people make when we work on startups, advice we got on marketing our ideas, taking it forward to investors, to the audience, and how to engage the audience with our products. So with a mix of all these things, I will try to cover uh, you know I will try to share my ideas with you, and it will be great if you people can just stop me in between, ask your questions, so that it becomes a more interactive session. um, the knowledge I'll be sharing, I will try to relate this knowledge to the educational institutes, so that some kind of this knowledge you people can easily go and use for your own projects which you might be doing in your colleges, or you might plan in future for taking up such projects for your institutions. Last time I came here for a couple of sessions, so I spoke about the product we are working on, which is to bring together the education sector and the companies. So we call it as a skill development and an intelligent hiring platform. So when we say intelligent hiring, it means that we offer a platform to companies from where they can hire students with the promise that there will be a huge reduction in the effort level involved in that hiring process. So with all these kind of different experiences which I'll be sharing with you, I will be because I have been interacting with education institutes, I will be able to connect it with your domain, with your a set of projects which you might be taking up right now or maybe in the future. Also, when I last time I came here for a session, I had a session on steps to take up projects in your colleges, wherein you can start from the very beginning and build a team and then take the project to completion. uh, the title for today's presentation is leveraging technology for offering solutions to niche markets and experiential sharing. So whatever I have learned, I'll try to share with you. It took me quite some time to understand exactly what we mean by a niche market. How do we identify, how do we identify a market, and how do we think what kind of solutions they might need, and how then we build those solutions and then take those solutions uh, to that market. Uh, so I'll start with the understanding of what a product is and why do we need a product. Um, um, if ma'am, excuse me, if I interact with them, so they'll be able to real time talk back to me. I um, Ji. Right, right. All right. So I would like to start with giving an understanding of what a product is and how we people in the industry, especially technical people, we go about thinking about a product and from where we start and what steps we take in the very beginning of this whole process. Um, so to define what a product is, it's basically a solution to a problem, right? When I say a problem, it does not mean that we go out and look for problems. When I say problem, I mean that we experience it ourselves, these kind of issues, and then we try to come up with a solution, and majority of the time this solution is what we feel will be the best suited solution for this problem. So majority of the companies I meet, or majority of the entrepreneurs or the startups I meet, they have by themselves experienced such problems, and then they come up with the solutions. At the conference I visited, uh, the startup which was awarded the best startup over there, they have been building wheelchairs and other kind of helpful tools for people with spinal injuries and people who are disabled to make their life easier. So they had some experience wherein they saw such kind of problems, and then 3 4 friends from an engineering college, they came together and they started building such tools, such wheelchairs, such beds for those physically disabled people. So when we think of a product, we think of a problem, and the problem is not something we go out and find. The problem is something we experience. In my case, I experienced a problem wherein there was a mismatch between the kind of projects we were getting from the US clients and the kind of team we had, and then we had to think of ways to not bring in people from outside, but to train our own team on those lines so that they can work on those kind of projects. So from our experience, we understood that okay, this is this problem and this is how there is one way to solve it, and then we started with a product that if this solution can apply to us, this solution can apply to others also. So first line says what is a product. So it's basically a solution to a given problem. How does the product idea originates? It originates from what we experience. Uh, Over here, I would like to take an example from educational institutes, especially in the Punjab region. When we interact with the colleges, when we interact with students, there is a term called live projects. So when students go out for trainings, the colleges are very much keen that students should be working on live projects, and students also want that they should be working on live projects so that they can gain good experience of the complete software development life cycle. I had interactions around 3 years back with one of the engineering colleges, and I stressed on this point that students should definitely go for live projects. Then they had an internal exercise wherein the head of the institution, he asked all the departments to come up with a list of live projects which the students can take up when they go out for trainings. Uh, by chance, I was present at on one of those dates when this whole exercise was going on, and I was consulted by one of the department heads that what kind of projects in the industry the students should take up so that they can understand the complete software development life cycle and can match that knowledge with their education, and then their prospects for getting hired becomes better. My answer to the department head was that, sir, you don't need to look outside for such projects. You need to look inside. You need to look inside your institution. You need to talk to people inside your institution. You need to understand what kind of problems they are facing, and you need to come up with solutions to those problems. So a live project does not mean a project which is being done by some company outside. A live project basically means a project which solves a given which solves a problem which is being faced by people, and once completed, that project actually comes into use. So it's not a dummy project. It's not just to fulfill the requirement of yes, we need a project. So Then he asked further, and I told him, I said, let's take an example of the transportation you have in your college. uh, where do you how do you manage this transportation, the diesel cost, the repair cost, all these things? So majority of the things you're doing is on paper. So you need to think of a solution to this, and you need to come up with a project. So when we start thinking about product development, or when we start educational institutes, when they start thinking about live projects, so what they need to understand is that the problems they are facing, they need to find out solutions to those problems. So then they will be coming up with applications which will not only be solving their problem, but will also be solving the problems of others in the same domain in which they are facing that problem. So when we think of a product, we think of a problem, and we don't go out and ask, what kind of problems are there in the world. We just look inside and see what experience we have, what kind of problems we have faced, and what kind of solutions should we be developing for those problems. Now, what is important is that how we take the whole process from basic definition of the problem, or basic narration of somebody telling us, yes, this is the problem I have, to the final product. So there is, it might take a lot to develop the solution for a problem, or it might be a simple enough, maybe 1 or 2 weeks process to solve that problem. But how do we take it from the idea stage to the final product stage, wherein that solution can be put to use? In the recent conference I visited, uh, there were heads from almost all big companies in India today: Flipkart, Quicker, Google. Everybody was given a chance there to interact with participants like us and share their ideas. The majority of these these experienced entrepreneurs, the majority of them, they shared their views, and uh, majority said that the time taken from the idea stage, or understanding the problem stage, to developing a product and taking it to those people who want that solution should not be very big. The time should not be, so in other terms, the time to market should be very, very small. So when they say very, very small, they say they told us that it has to be an incremental process. It should not be that first you will sit and solve the complete problem, and then you will take the solution to your market, or to the people who want that solution. So it has to be a step by step. You first identify a problem, then you break it down into small maybe small parts, wherein you prioritize those parts, and then you start building a solution for that part. So taking it from the idea to the product stage, it has to be done in small steps, so that very in small intervals of time, that solution can be given to those people who actually want it. So once they start using that solution, they start giving us feedback. So when we are building the next part of that product, or the project, or the application, we also get feedback from the first part. So incremental building of applications also helps in getting feedback, in connection with taking that solution to the audience, and they are using it, they are giving us feedback, we are building the next part, we implement their feedback also, and then we give the second part also to the audience. So once we identify the problem, we try to come up with the solution, but it has to be done in a step-by-step manner. Now talking about the niche market. So it took me around 1.5 to 2 years to understand exactly what a niche market is, and the same is with the majority of the entrepreneurs, or majority of the startups I met in the conference. So we were not very much clear about what a niche market is, and how do we define our own market, and how do we start then interacting with that market. So maybe the first thing which comes to mind when we say niche, it means, this is from my experience, that some kind of set which is elite. So but in case of products, or in case of solutions to problem. When we talk about niche market, it means a set of people who actually need that solution. So when we build applications, or when you people take up projects in your college, you have to identify a set of people who are actually facing that problem, and then build a solution for them. So you don't build a solution for everybody, you build a solution for the people who actually face that problem. So if I talk about uh, the educational product on which my team is working, so we had this idea that this product will be helping all type of students. But I met one of the startups at the conference, and I asked him that how will they reach different kind of different type of students in the market. And the answer that guy gave me was, he said we have not built this for everybody, so we have our own niche market, and we just want to solve their problem, so we are not building it for everybody. So it was quite a an eye opener for me and my team, and wherein when we came back, we decided that we first need to pick up one market, one set of people who actually need that solution, and then build it so strongly for them that they feel happy to use that product, and they feel satisfied that yes, it solves their problem. So when we talk about the niche market, it may be a very small group, it may be a very large group, but we need to focus on that group in itself. I attended a talk by one of the executives from Quicker, and I remember he mentioned in his talk, he said that it does not matter how big or small your market is, just try to dominate that market. So instead of building such kind of a product which is for everybody, and you stand nowhere in that large set of audience, it's better to just focus on a small audience, but build such a strong product for them that they feel happy, and then uh, they actually start marketing it by word of mouth, by telling people that yes, it solves the problem. So when applying this same concept onto educational institutes, uh, from my experience in the past, colleges, they are trying to build ERP systems, so wherein they want that they should have a software which basically solves all kind of problems they are facing when they perform day-to-day activities at their education institute. So if we keep this concept in mind about niche market, so we need to understand those people who are facing the problem, and then maybe create small teams, because educational institutes can afford this, because they have engineering graduates who are capable of of development of such applications. So small teams focusing on the solutions for different department, different people, but one set of maybe managers, like the teachers and the head of departments, can play that role. They monitor everything, that what is happening, they set the guidelines for those small applications or small solutions which they are building, and then they know that at the end how to bring them together and convert it into a big um, a big package, which is what they can then call an ERP system. So instead of going sequential in building solution one by one, so it's better to just focus on each of those set of audience which are facing those problems, and then build solutions for them. So if you identify that yes, your accounts department is facing this kind of a problem, and maybe some kind of a software application can help them overcome those problems, so then that small accounts department becomes your niche market. So then you think about solving a problem for that set of people, and when you take your solution to them, they might give you negative feedback that no, this is not solving our problem, but if you make these changes, it will start solving our problem. So maybe after 2 or 3 iterations, you come up with a solution for them, but once they say yes, it is solving our problem, then it becomes very easy to take that same solution and replicate it to all other set of people or set of audience which are working, or which are having the same problem. So niche market is, a small set, a big set, it can be any number, but they have a problem, and then we try to solve a problem. So we try to build a solution for them, not for everybody. We don't try to build a generalized solution, we try to build a very focused solution. My experience with some of the clients in the US in the past 8 to 10 years have been that their focus was on building a general solution which applies to everybody. Very recently, we started with an application for one of the clients. So they wanted a mobile application wherein they could log in into their Office 365 accounts and then share files with their own clients. So they wanted that from 365 accounts to 365 accounts, the files could be transferred. And they also said that it will be very good if maybe Google Drive could also be integrated, so that they might on their mobile phone see a particular file, and they might say that upload this file to Google Drive and share with these people. So their problem was very simple. But then when the solution, we started developing the solution for this, the client said it will be good if we can also do Amazon uh, cloud with this, and so that we can store and we can share files from there also, because some clients might have Amazon accounts also, then OneDrive account also, then maybe this drive also. So it became so complex that, and they started feeling that it should be a general solution. So for any type of of clients we are dealing with on, they started feeling that any type of people who will be working with them, they should be able to use the application for them. In the end, what happened, that the application went nowhere. So the technologies involved, the kind of effort involved, it became so complex that instead of solving at least one problem, it basically started solving many problems, and none of those solutions were perfect to the level that they could be used. So the time to market, basically development of that application and then putting it into use, became so huge, so large, that even the client lost interest in that whole effort. And in the end, although we got paid, but that solution was not used by anybody, because it was not being built for a small group of people, at least so that they feel happy about using that solution. It was being built for everybody, so that any type of user using the solution could get help with that solution. So this is some kind of mistakes we people make, but we have pressure from the client side that we need a general solution. So this is what we exactly need. So even if we try to explain it to them that it has to be for a small group, many times we are not able to do that. But if you people take up projects in your institutions, it is important that you focus on the problems of a given small set of people. Mapping your product with the need of the audience is important. So that defines that first you identify the niche market, and then you start solving their problems. And don't build products for everyone, build it for your target audience. So this is something important we need to keep in mind. So to summarize this slide, a niche market is a set of people or a group, maybe small, maybe large, but they have a problem and we need to build a solution for them. Not that we understand their problem and then start uh, thinking with hypothesis that, oh, this kind of problem might also show up in future. If it is not showing today, it might show up in future, or these kind of people might also need the solution, and then trying to build a generalized package. That is not what should be done, because this is quite a big mistake, and it leads the whole product effort, the product development effort, almost nowhere. All right, so once you understand the problem, you identify your set, the audience for which you are, which has that problem, and you are trying to build a solution for them. The third step comes is the technology selection. When I say technology selection, it means that the set of tools or software which might be used for building a solution or building a product. Um, because in today's time, the open source has helped, has contributed so much for the industry that maybe the problem you are facing, or the problem your audience or that set of people, that group of people are facing, it's important to first look for some solutions which have already been provided for that kind of a problem. So many times, you might not find a solution which is 100%, but you will definitely find a solution which is at least 15, 20, 25, 30%, or maybe 40%, even maybe 60, 70% close to what you need. So this helps in two ways. Number one, you get a point from where you can easily start, and number two, you can also see what kind of audience that product was built for, and maybe if further from your audience there is a group which needs those kind of features which are already present, they can start using those features even before you start developing the features for maybe the rest of the audience. So it's important that we look at the time to market for the solution we are building. If your admission department needs a software in the month of let's say June and July, when the admissions are taking place, you have no choice but to give this to them on time, because otherwise, even if you get it delayed by maybe 1 or 2 months, it will have no use for them for rest of the year, right? So the time to market is important. So it is important that you start looking for, at least spend some good amount of time in researching that whether such solutions are already present, um, uh, which you can use for solving that kind of a problem. Talking about educational institutes, uh, every educational institute has a need for um, a website. So when I say a website, they don't need a simple 8-10 page HTML website, a static website. They actually need a kind of a content management system which they can use for themselves, so that they can upload the content whenever they want, and they can also have some kind of an interaction with students, with teachers, everybody. So if we take this as a problem, then we know that solutions to such problems are already present. Maybe WordPress can help, maybe Joomla can help, or maybe some other content management system can help, which will provide almost 60, 70, or maybe 80% of the functionality which the institution needs, and the rest can then be developed with time. But at least the time to market reduces to a very large extent if we start using such pre-built solutions. So it's important to first research on what kind of solutions have already been built, and if they are free, they are open source, we should start using those solutions. At this point, I would like to mention that it's important to look for such solutions which are open source, because they give you a starting point to build your own functionality on top of those solutions, right? So the time to market is important. Consider using pre-built solutions before you build your own. Then build your product step by step. So don't try to build everything and then take it to your audience, because maybe by that time their problem will no longer be relevant. So talking about your admission department, so if they need a product, if they need an application in the month of June and July, so that is the time it has to be given to them. So once, if you take longer and you give it to them after those 2 months, it will be of no use to them. So it's important to build it in step by step, so that the audience starts getting some kind of solutions, and they start using them. The fourth point, use source control repositories and project management tools. So I wrote this point especially because I knew that the audience to which I'll be talking, they are from colleges, and my experience with some of the colleges who are building their own solutions is that they are not using any source code repositories, and they are not using any project management tools. Um, so I wanted to bring this up because there is a different kind of a mindset which a team has to follow when they are working on software applications. In the industry, we people are maybe technical to a very advanced level because this is what we do 100% of the time. But students are not advanced to that level that they might understand how to build or how to write code which can be then used by other teams when once the current set of team members they graduate and they leave the college. So from my experience with some of the colleges, I keep telling them that your case in your case the team is very volatile. The team will not be sitting here with you for next 10 years. These students, they have to move out. So it is important that what they are doing is properly managed through some of the project management tools. The documentation has to be done, its testing has to be done. Any kind of problem which is being faced, it has to be documented that this was the problem which was faced, and it has to be then fixed and then tested. So all those things. And secondly, the code has to be managed in proper code repositories. So when we talk of technology, source control is also an important technology which has to be adopted. Source controls like SVN or like Bitbucket or like GitHub. These are good repositories, and they are very cheap. They are not very expensive. And if you start using SVN, it is easy to set up. It can be it can be installed on one of the machines in the college itself, and then the whole source code can be managed through this machine. So if as institutions, as colleges, you start thinking of building solutions for your own problems, and you start involving students and teachers into this process, it is important to manage it properly so that the code quality remains in acceptable levels, and the what application was built, what features were added, all these things have to be documented properly. Any test cases, they have to be written properly, and all these things have to be maintained at one location in your college, so that once the current team moves out of the college, we start bringing in other students for working on the same application. They know what students before them they did in this application. Right now what I see is that the whole source code is present in the laptops with students themselves, and a student won't take that kind of a care for his or her laptop, thinking that it contains something extremely important. So but if the college has it on its own servers, they know that this source code is basically the backbone of our day-to-day functioning, and we need to maintain it. We need to take a backup so that we don't lose this kind of a important source code. So technology selection, try to use some pre-built application so that you can build your own features on top of what has already been built. Try to use proper source controls to manage your own source code. Try to use proper project management tools so that what is being done on a day-to-day basis is documented, and the teams which will be working on the project in future can take help from that documentation and then understand. It will reduce your effort level of bringing in new people into the team, and it will keep everybody motivated to work on those applications, because they know that okay, this was already done and this is what we are supposed to do. I did not want to talk about selection of languages for building applications or products like .NET or Java or PHP, because from our perspective, from the industry, people perspective, all these technologies are capable enough of doing any kind of work you want to do. So you have a choice for .NET, maybe you people can go for .NET. You have a choice for Java, you can go for Java, for PHP. All these technologies are mature enough, are good enough to build these solutions for you. But yes, the only difference is that maybe one of the technologies, maybe let's say .NET in some cases might give you some pre-built features which can help you in taking the solution to the market in a lesser amount of time. But maybe in some other cases, Java would be a good um, candidate for building the application. But it is at least for us in the industry. So this is not the point of a huge brainstorm. This is not a point where we do huge brainstorming on what exactly to use, because we know that any kind of solution which has to be built, all these technologies, all these programming languages are good enough, are stable enough to build or to give us those kind of features to help us build these solutions. So once we identify our niche market, we start building solutions for them, wherein we need to take help from technology and make sure we that you people manage your source code and day-to-day working of the project. It's properly documented using some kind of project management tools. All right, the last, I hope, yes, the last slide which we have, it talks about getting investments for your idea. Majority of the times, startups they think that by investment we mean money. Right? Investment does not always mean money. Much more than the monetary aspect of investment, the intellectual aspect of investment is important. So in the last almost 2 years, when we have been building our own product, we have benefited so much from negative feedback which we got from many experienced people, that by considering that negative feedback, we were able to actually do things which we thought in our own way, but we had no experience in deciding that what we are doing is exactly right or wrong. So the intellectual investment is very important. So talking about investments, so it's important to find people who have experience in solving those kind of problems, and they get connected with you so that they can give their inputs as feedback, or as maybe helping you in making a strategy, or in helping you understand if some kind of a solution for this problem is already present which you can use. So these kind of things can be, you people can benefit from such investments by experienced people. So they might invest their time in you. They might come over for 1 or 2 days and sit with you and help you understand what you are doing and what has to be done. They might be just in touch with you to review what you are doing on a day-to-day basis and give their feedback and let you people know that what you are doing is right or wrong. In the startup conference, my team visited. I clearly told them that more than more important than running after investors for money, it is important that we talk to experienced people who have done good technology business, who know how to build solutions, who know how to market them, who know how to take the feedback from the audience in real time, who know how to then implement that feedback and then go out into the market at a very high speed. So I said it's important for us to build connections with these people, so that time to time we can ask them or request them for help. So one of the one of my team member, his job was to talk to such people and request them to give us some kind of guidelines and help, and his job was to build kind of a connection with them, so that in future we can be in touch with them through emails. So investments are important, and the most important thing from the investment perspective is the intellectual investment, because that is something which anybody will be ready to give you if he or she feels that what you are doing is actually solving a real problem. Then the second comes is the monetary aspect of investment. We had a very good experience talking to investors at the conference, and what we understood was that how to put forward our idea to them, so that they feel that yes, this is actually something very good and we should be investing in this. uh, the second point I have in this slide is pitching your idea to an investor. So maybe 6 months back, I had no idea about what a pitch exactly means. But today, after researching for almost 6 months, talking to my friends who are in investment companies, researching on Google, uh, today I understand that what pitch means and how do we take our idea forward to investors. In your case, maybe you will not be going out for looking for private investors. Maybe because you are educational institutes, you might build such solutions, or you might identify such problems which are being faced by majority of the educational institutes, and then go to your higher authorities, or even maybe to the government uh, with a solution for that kind of a problem, and then ask for maybe monetary help, for funds, for um, uh, for some maybe PhDs, some people with doctorate in that subject, and ask them for help when you are building that solution. So when we pitch our idea to some investors, it's important to understand your idea to that level that you can pitch it, or you can explain it to somebody in less than 60 seconds. So if you are not able to explain your idea to somebody in less than 60 seconds, they will not be interested in understanding the whole idea. Nobody has time to sit with you for 5 hours and understand what you are trying to build. Maybe what you have in your head, you will not be able to transfer it exactly in the same manner into somebody's other some other person's head. So when you build your own solution, or when you teach students on how to build products, how to identify problems, how to build the solutions for them, uh, today's time students are very much interested and very much fascinated about startups, and they want to uh, build their own products, and they want to build their own companies on top of those products. uh, it's important, if you people interact with students, and for you also, and your interaction with students also, that you explain them, you first guide them to go to Google and check about what a pitch is, how to write a pitch, how to create a pitch deck, how to create a presentation which has to be sent to investors or sent to any authorities which might be of some help to you. So once they understand that pitching is a very important part in the whole idea to product stage, and they need to understand that 60 seconds is the time we get to explain our idea to somebody. So before going to this conference, me and my team, we had a proper brainstorming session for almost 3 4 5 hours, distributed over almost 2 or 3 days, and we prepared something that could explain our concept in less than 15 to 20 seconds. So we then practiced it, and when we tried it on the first day of the conference, when we were exhibiting our product, we found that what we had done, um, the whole exercise of coming up with exactly what to say so that somebody understands our idea in 15 to 20 seconds, this exercise helped us so much that when we looked around at other startups who were exhibiting right next to us, they were not able to explain their idea to the visitors who were coming to their stands. So they actually started explaining them the idea from maybe some different perspective, and in 20 25 seconds, 30 seconds, that visitor was almost confused and was not able to understand the idea, and all they did was exchange each other's exchange visiting cards, and the visitors, they just moved to the next stand. But in our case, we experienced that on an average, these investors, on an average, these visitors onto our stands, they spent close to 7 to 8 minutes with us, because they were able to understand very quickly what we are doing, and then they were interested in understanding it a little better, and also framed questions which they wanted to ask us. So if we, let's say, would have failed in explaining what we are doing to them in 15 20 or 30 seconds, they might not have had a longer conversation with us, or they might not have actually understood what kind of questions they should be asking us regarding our product. So it's important to understand how to pitch your idea uh, to the higher authorities, maybe in your case to the government, to the investors, to whomever you think, whosoever you think can be of some help to you. When you are explaining your idea to them, it has to be so crisp that in less than a minute it can be explained to that person or that authority. um, so the third point says go for seed investments to build and test your idea. When we say seed investments, it means the very initial effort which goes into building a product. So it might be the initial amount of money which goes into building that product or that solution, or it might be the initial intellectual capital that goes into building that solution. So that is the very initial investments is what we call as seed investments. Um, when we met investors and through this course of last 6-7 months when we were preparing for this conference, so we understood that seed capital is very small amount. So we no investor or no maybe authority will give you a huge amount of money just to experiment that idea, because if the experiment fails, that whole money, that big chunk of money goes wasted. So seed capital is very small capital, and we have less time to actually develop a solution, test it, and understand that yes, it actually solves the problem which we are trying to solve. We were told about I think Ola Cab's story. I don't remember. It was one of the cab companies' story that, if I remember correctly, they said that they spent almost 2 years, you know, establishing their own idea in one of the cities. If I remember correctly, they said in Delhi they spent almost two years experimenting with their idea, trying to figure out how to best serve the people, the problems they faced. Then they came up with good solutions for those problems. So once they were able to establish that yes, what we are doing it actually works, they replicated it into 17 more cities in the span of just 1 year, because they knew that yes, this solution works, and now it can be replicated to other cities. So when we are in that seed stage, and it is important that we build a solution and we test it with a small group, and once we know that yes, it works, then replicating it to other groups becomes very very easy. So as an educational institute, if you build a team which gives you a small application which might help with your accounts, which might help your account department, or which might help your transport department, or which might help your admission department. So once you use it for 1 or 2 years and you know that this is very stable application, it solves our problem exactly the way we wanted it to solve, you can easily share it uh, with other institutions who will be needing such kind of an application. And by this sharing, you can either earn money or you can build good relations with those institutions. So seed investments, so go for seed investments to build and test your idea. The people in the very beginning um, who give you guidance, who help you in preparing your strategy, they are also very important. So to actually make someone give you their time in the very beginning when the idea is very raw, and the solution is in the very beginning stages, so that is also very important. So um, you know but they will not be giving you a huge amount of time, because they might not be very confident that yes, this idea or the solution they are providing will actually solve the problem or not. So in the very beginning, just go for small investments, maybe intellectual, maybe money wise, and then try to build and test the solution and see if it actually works. So when we say build and test the solution, it does not mean the complete solution, but at least the core part of the solution, which can give you motivation that which can give you motivation that yes, this the track on which we are moving is the right track. Um, Once you are done with this, then seek for investments to replicate your idea, or to or to develop the next phases of your idea. So this is what I wanted to talk with you all today, starting with the need for a product, how to identify problems by from your own experiences, not by looking outside that what kind of problems people are facing. It's important to look inside and understand if I have experience in one in one sector of the industry, I might not be able to solve problems from some other sector which I have never experienced, when I've never experienced those problems. So once you identify a problem, you identify your niche market, a set of people for whom you're building that solution, then select technology, and try to see some pre-built solutions, and also make sure that you manage your source code and you use some project management tools. And once you are at a stage wherein you are ready to get some kind of investments, maybe intellectual or monetary investments, go for it, and understand that you need to be able to pitch your idea to those investors, or to those people who can help you with the intellectual kind of investment. And the time taken to explain them the whole idea should be less than 60 seconds, and you need to practice this. So having talked about all these things, in the end I would like to share one very important learning which we got when we were preparing our own 1 minute pitch, which we would have then you know used to with all the visitors at the conference. So during our research and during our uh, interaction with the people, experienced people, when we asked them that how to exactly present the idea in such small time to the visitors, so we were told a three-step approach. The first step was that they said that you need to start with some questions. So you need to ask the other person some kind of questions which will set the whole context of the problem. So maybe if I talk about the education institutes, so if you need a software for the admission department, so the questions would be that uh, um, how long it takes for, or how much effort it takes for the admission department when they are in the process of admissions using maybe paperwork, or that these kind of problems they are facing. And so that kind of questions have to be prepared. So in 60 seconds pitch, the first thing is that you have to prepare. If you are taking your idea to somebody for investments, you have to first start with some questions, maybe two or three, not more than that, which can help the other person understand the problem. Second step, you have to make that person visualize that if you would have been in this situation, then you would have faced the same problems, then what you would have done. So visualization is the second step. And then we were told that at the third step, you need to present that when we faced such problems, we thought of this solution, and this is what we are doing, or this is how we have built the solution. So this is just the very initial 60-second pitch, which sets the context for maybe a lengthy conversation with somebody. So once you take this understanding and apply it to your own teams in your colleges, or maybe share it with students, they will get benefited by by these steps. And just the most important part is that you explain it to them, that they need to understand their solution properly, so that they can present it to the investors or to the higher authorities in a manner that they can understand it very easily. So with this, I would conclude this talk. Thank you for listening, and in case you have any questions, so please send them across. Do I need to ask them?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Sir, this is a question for you. So, what are the expected problems while tapping a niche market?
Ma'am, I could not understand the question. Can you please repeat this?
You talked about niche markets, understanding the niche market, and because the niche market is that when we focus on specific problems and try to answer those problems of a particular area of people, specific people. So I only wanted to know what are the problems, expected problems which one faces, say an organization, a person faces while tapping a niche market.
Okay, समझ आया exactly.
More loudly.
Maybe I can go closer to that speaker.
मैम जो आपके हाथ में माइक है ना उसको मत यूज कीजिए, जस्ट सिस्टम का माइक यूज कीजिए.
Hello,
यस मैम.
am I audible, sir, now?
यस
Yes, ma'am.
मैम.
I only wanted to ask you what are the expected problems while tapping a niche market.
So what are the problems while
Yes, sir.
um, ma'am, I would give you two, three of my experiences. For exactly answering this questions, I think that will help you understand my viewpoint. One of the first problems and the major problem is uh, that the problem which you are trying to solve, the audience for which that solution is being developed might not be ready to accept that solution. So to give an example, like um, in my hometown, majority of the tuition centers or competitive exam preparation centers, so they do their work in most of the times in just offline mode. So if we sit and think of a very good software which might help them in their day-to-day activities, they are not ready to use that kind of software because they feel that an additional effort is involved. So maybe one of the first problem is that the audience is not ready to accept that solution. So maybe the time is not right, maybe they are not mentally prepared for that kind of a solution, maybe the technology which is required for accepting that solution is not present with them. So these are some of the major reasons they might not want to use the solution. But one of the major problems I have seen, and also during the conference, which many of the new startups when we were discussing with each other, we felt that um, sometimes the solution which is being developed, it actually becomes so tedious to use it that although it solves the problem, the time it consumes in giving a solution, the time taken to just use that whole application is actually not something which motivates the user to use it. So to give an example, let's say some outside company comes to your college with a solution that they have some kind of an online education product, and they ask you for some time from your timetable so that the students can use that kind of a solution. So it might be difficult for an educational institute to adjust their timetable and come up with that time slot. So maybe in this approach, you people might not be motivated enough to use that solution. Maybe it might be a very good solution also, but your time might not permit. So there can be many problems, but the acceptance, the readiness of the audience, the readiness of the technology, these are uh, some of the reasons that the audience or that niche market might not be able to accept your solution, although the problem might be existing, but they might not be able to accept the solution which we are providing. So I hope this answers the question to some extent. Ma'am, if you have a follow-up question, please.
हेलो सर, मुझे पूछना था कि अगर स्टार्टअप आइडिया है तो इन्वेस्टर के पास कैसे अप्रोच करें?
Sir, the investors are not interested in, let's say, just the idea. From my experience, when I met the investors, they said that mere idea is not something that motivates them to put their money into it. So maybe if you just have an idea, so it's better to go to some angel investors, because angel investors are the people who give you small amount of small amounts, so that you can at least start building the solution. But if you can, the best way to approach an investor and motivate them to invest in your idea is that you first build a small prototype. You build a small prototype of your idea, of the solution which you are providing, and then test it with a small set of audience, so which we call as a pilot a program. So once you have results from that pilot program, and you can actually show them to some investor and tell them that this was the problem, this is how we solved it, this is how we tested it, and these are the results, and we feel very motivated that yes, this solution will be accepted by our whole niche market, then they might be very happy to invest. I'll give an example here. Sachin Bansal, who is the chairman of the Flipkart, he was at the conference, and he shared some of his experience with us, and he said that he said, in my company we have given enough privilege to all people, that if they have some ideas, they can come up with an idea. So he said that one of the interns, some MBA intern, he came up to him and he said that we should have our own delivery pipeline, so we should not be depending on some other courier companies to deliver our products. This way, he said, we can give better service, timely service, and this will help us get good feedback from the market. And Sachin Bansal said, we told him that in case you want to try it, we give you all the power, you can go and try it, get us some results, some data, and then we will decide. So that in turn, he just went out, took 4 of the Domino's pizza delivery boys, created a team, and in that city, they started distributing started sending these products to people who have ordered through their own delivery pipeline. And after a few months, that same intern came up to the management and said that these are the results. The data shows that these people, they are more happy, and we are getting good reviews from them. The management was then so happy with that data that they decided to have that formula implemented across 17 cities. If I remember correctly, he said we implemented it across 17 cities. So today, when you see e-cart, these delivery people who are carrying bags, they have e-cart written on those bags. This is the delivery pipeline by Flipkart, and it's their own delivery pipeline using which they are able to deliver on time and also get good reviews. So mere idea might not help or might not motivate an investor to invest, but some test results, some kind of some small solution when tested with a pilot group, and those results can then motivate them to invest in the idea. I hope this answers the question. सर आपने पूछा कुछ, मुझे लगता है वो समझ नहीं आया। आपको उनका थोड़ा सुनाई दिया था क्या इन्होंने बोला? अच्छा 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 अच्छा।
Ma'am, any other question at your side?
Uh,
Yes,
no.
Noida. Any other question from your side?
Hello?
हाँ हाँ नहीं
Uh,
नहीं यस
yeah,
मैम.
over, sir. Questions are over. Thank you.
अच्छा. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any query from GWPC Sangane?
So, as we know that a niche market have very few buyers. So, sir, how can we make our product cost effective then?
Uh, Ma'am, when you say niche market has very small number of buyers, so what do you exactly mean by this?
So, as I understand what a niche market is, that it is a very different market. It's different from mass market.
Uh-huh.
So, I took it as that we have few buyers in niche markets. Maybe, sir, you can correct my question if I'm wrong.
Ma'am, what you are saying is actually correct from your viewpoint, because this is what we also thought, that this is what a niche market is. But niche market is actually, from my current understanding, is that group of people which actually need that solution. So it's not an elite market, so it's not a market that has more buying capacity or are more equipped with the technology or tools for using your product. So it is that small group, or it may be a small or a large group, which actually has those problems, and they need solutions to this. Like when we were in Bangalore for this conference, so we used the Uber app very extensively for ordering cabs, the Uber Uber app for ordering the cabs. And we noticed that when we were standing there at the gate waiting for the cab, everybody else who was standing there was using the same app, and ordering some cabs so that they can move out of that location. So whole day this app was being used. So if we talk about this particular app, so they have a niche market, means that those people who have phones and understand how to use applications and have internet access, and they know that this is how we can use the application to order cabs. So this is then becomes their niche market. But now they also know that there are many different players trying to tap that market. So there might be Ola cab, Ola app might be a competitor for them, Uber, and then Taxi for Sure, all these apps. So if a niche market is there, they will be using the solution you are providing. And if you say that there are few buyers or the few users in that niche market, then actually the niche market which you are targeting is not the niche market. Those people who are actually using that solution then becomes the niche market. Or let's say those people might not be getting uh, an understanding of the product, of the solution. So some kind of marketing might help in tapping that complete market. But the whole idea of what I'm trying to say is that the solution, when developed for that market, will be used by them either through the marketing effort, or by letting them know that the solution exists. But if they are not uh, using that solution, even after all the marketing efforts, even after all kind of other efforts, then it means that maybe they don't need a solution for it, and maybe that was then not the uh, you know uh, uh, that was not the kind of market which we would have kept in mind when building that solution. So if this answers your question, or if you have something else for this.
No, sir. Thank you so much. I've got a better understanding of niche market now.
Right, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ji.
Gyan Jyoti group of institutes.
So no question from our side.
All right, thank you.
Vidya Bhavan College.
Has he done? All right, thank you everybody for listening, and I hope maybe sometime in future I'll be interacting with you all again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for this beautiful lecture. Now we will reassemble at 11:30. For we can have a tea break now. Thank you.
Okay. Just give me an indication when I have to start. Okay. Okay. Very good mornings. Welcome back to the final summary, a brief session on of the training program on technology management. The session I am going to interact with you is just already covered review that has been covered in different sessions by different experts in last 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday. So it is technology acquisition and exploitation. So once we will finish up with this session, we will start with valediction also straight away. So we will may have to wait for my professor and head for maybe 5 minutes whenever he joins, and once he joins, we will be starting with the valedictory session for the training program. So before that, we come to the final session of the training program, that is the technology acquisition and exploitation. So can anybody now, after at the 5th day of the training program, make out what technology acquisition can be and what exploitation can be? What do you understand by technology acquisition or exploitation? Any participant from any centers? First, I come to GSS Academy. What is your understanding of technology acquisition and exploitation as on this day of the training?
The question is not clear to me. I'm Professor Pandey.
Perfect, sir. I'm seeing you for the first time. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
I'm Professor Pandey.
That's it. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
The question is not clear to me.
I'm saying, what is your understanding of technology acquisition and exploitation? What is it is? And from any participant.
In my opinion, it is the prime importance because technology is moving fast, and for any activity, if technology is blended along with the total work, it facilitates, it becomes faster and more fast, and then the management, the managers will know all these implications very well.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I come to Government Women Polytechnic College, Sangane. What is your understanding of technology acquisition and exploitation as of now?
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
Exploitation means misuse, I think, of technology.
Okay, that's why I asked the responses so that we can clear. Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else? Any other response?
Achha.
Okay, thank you. Now we come to the next center, Gyan Jyoti Group of Institutions.
That's it.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Very good morning, ji.
So technology acquisition and exploitation, according to me, is acquiring technology, getting hold of it. A company has taken hold of it and misusing the name of that parent company which was using it, and basically exploiting the technology part.
Okay. Thank you. Now we come to the next center. That is your RD Jindal Group of Institutions, Banur. That's it. Okay. Then we come to the Vidya College of Engineering. Merit? Okay, not there. Not still there. Okay. When we say here, when I didn't assign the context to the word exploitation, so it didn't convert it into useful information. So whatever definitions or whatever understanding you have a dictionary meaning. So you did it right in your way. I do not say it is wrong. But when we say technology acquisition and exploitation, I mean in this presentation, by it as a first rightly remarked by a participant at Gyan Jyoti Group of Institution Mohali, it is how to acquire the technology, either get a new technology integrated into my existing systems, or to upgrade my existing technology to a higher level, or to change it. And when we say that, we have the word exploitation. When I was going through the literature, I was also feeling the same, that it is the exploitation of technology, but it is not. Technology exploitation means you can have two roles. For example, for a commodity or for a property, we can either be a buyer or we can be a seller. For example, intellectual property, if you own an intellectual property, then you will go for selling it. You will be intended or interested in selling it to the other companies, maybe educational institutions. We put it as you will be interested in selling it to any customer that can be a potential buyer for it. And there is another thing. For example, you are an educational institution or a industry, or you are the customer. You are not the creator, but you are the customer. Means you have to buy the technology. So it means, as an institution, if I have to buy, it means I will be in the mode of technology acquisition. That means I have to acquire the technology. For example, for my institution, if I have to have a biometric attendance system, it means I have to buy it from some institution. It may be industry, it may be academia, it may be a government into government sector, it may be into private player. So it means I am considering it from the point of view of acquisition of technology. But for example, what if you are the institution, you are developing the biometric attendance system? I may be an educational institution, I may be from a public sector, or I may be from a private sector, but I am the developer. My team members are developing the biometric attendance system. But in that case, what it would have been termed as, means we are the creators of the technology and we have to exploit it. Exploit doesn't mean a negative word. It means that you have to offer it as a product or service in the market, just as Shri P.S. Negi ji, Senior Technical Officer from CSIO, was doing. What he was trying to do? It means the Shri P.S. Negi was from an institution that is backed by government, a lab under CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, that is creating a technology. It means for transfer of technology means if they are giving the technology to the industry segment through a mechanism of agreements, know-how and documents and transfer of technology agreement, it means they are exploiting the technology. They have to exploit it. Otherwise, what will happen? They will go on creating it, and it will be as a inventory only, and it will be consuming the resources but not generating the wealth. But in case of, when we say other perspective to it, for example, if CSIO is a creator of a technology, in some aspect it may be a acquire of in acquisition mode also. For developing that technology, they may be using certain other technology that is an process variable for producing the technology they are offering to the industry. So it means in that case they have to be in acquisition mode. That is that they have to acquire it. So methods almost are similar, but only the perspective changes. For example, at one point of time you are the buyer and other is the seller, and at other point of time you may be a seller and another person will be a buyer. In day-to-day life it happens. For example, you are a businessman, you are into the selling of your laptop products. So as a trader, my job is, or my core work is to sell the laptops. But at the same time, another person who owns a grocery store, he may be a buyer for my laptop. But in another case, I am also a buyer for his items from grocery store. I may buy toothpaste, I may buy soap. So it depends. But whenever methods are the same, bill. When you sell also, the person who is buying, he will need a bill from you and you will be the issuer. When you are the buyer, you will get the bill to be issued by the seller. But when you may be at giving the end, means you have to issue a bill or you have to pay the tax, you may say no, you take it without bill, we will give you, not charge this much of money. If you get the bill raised, you have to pay additional for it. That is one perspective. But when we are at the buying position, we definitely will ask for the bill. We need it, or we may choose otherwise depending upon if we are corrupt in that sense. So method is the same, method involved is buying and selling. Basic process is same. It may be a through a online payment, it may be through a check, or it may be through a cash payment. But the perspective changes. The moment you are in on other side of the chair, your thinking pattern will change. Means you will look for your benefit, your organization benefit, your profit, I would say rather. So with this note, first we will have a brief look at what is acquisition of technology. In some simpler terms, it is acquisition of technologies or technology that will impact the competitiveness of a firm has its roots to the development of plans under technology planning. Means, for example, if I am an organization and I have to upgrade my systems into online systems, say in next 1 year or 2 year or 3 year I wish to do it, it means if in technology development, in technology planning process, in the process of planning of technology for my organization, I will have that we have to acquire, we may need to acquire technology in next say 1 year, 2 year or 3 year. For example, we are running the courses through online mode, in ICT mode. What Ravinder was sharing that, he just informally shared with me that seeing the US studio I had experienced last time, what I tried, I designed myself a 1 week course and offered to another private university or private college. But he said we were unable to run it beyond 2 days. Why? Because he was saying the kind of speed we were having doesn't match the requirement. For example, what happened with me? Why I was worried during the first day of the program, first and second day of the program, I was very much worried because earlier we had planned to have Kumar Ashish ji from Ahmedabad to over here. But later on, because of a certain decision, his own involvement in his PhD work, and he can't come to the Chandigarh. But at the same time, we realized that it was a wonderful decision that we stopped him, because if he would have in the train, he would have been stuck at Delhi. Neither he would have done his PhD work, nor he would have been able to contribute to the session. So what we did, but I was worried. Why? Because I was not sure whether the internet connection at his end is going to work or not, whether electricity supply at his end will be there or not. So what I said to him, brother, what happens if electricity goes off or your internet goes off? He said, no, Amar, I have a very good connection, it will not go. So then I said to him, I suggested it an alternate arrangement. We decided that he will record one session earlier on say Saturday, and he will share that link with me, so that on Monday when we link him, if the session goes off, we are unable to take him online, we will be having him through that link. But what happened on the Saturday night itself, his internet connection was off, and the BSNL doesn't work on Saturday Sundays. So Monday I have to take a session, and Tuesday he was able to resolve the problem and we were able to get him online. So it means there is a certain bit of planning or alternative arrangement is going at every end. Why I prefer to have a lecture from studio? Because I know that our director has instructed the electricity department, electrical engineering department over here, that the light in this studio should not go off. And we have two lines over here, one dedicated BSNL and another is normal internet also we have, na Harjot? We have normal internet also. Institution, we have two lines. That was the reason when yesterday BSNL line was off, or day before yesterday in Shabal sir session, I just shared one point that even if we go off, Shabal sir, you do not worry, you will be online with the centers. It means we had another alternative arrangement where even if this center goes off, still the other centers will be connected to the speaker. It means you have to see all the perspective. Then if you feel so that you are going to expand, you have to acquire new technology also. What our director sir did, he made this kind of 6-7 classrooms, smart classrooms over here. One is main studio, minion studio, computer science department has its own smart classroom. Then your other electronics department is having its own classroom. So it means acquisition of technology is there, and it impacts the competitiveness of a firm. For example, if NITTTR was doing without failure good courses, it means now it will be able to provide some more reliable content with a reliable backup of the internet and your electricity, and simultaneously number of courses can be held off. So that is there. You have to, when you are going to plan for technology for an institution, you have to have a perspective of next 2 years, 3 years in mind, and you have to have the provisions that at what time you will be purchasing what. It is very important for the manager to choose which technology or set of technology the firm should immediately acquire or pursue in future. For example, earlier we had a video conferencing equipment for video conferencing. Each time our technical person has to go to a different college. Suppose on Thursday he was in Himachal. Friday he has to be in Haryana. Saturday he has to come back to Chandigarh, and Monday the program has to start. But we started with this only, small initiative, connecting, having only one induction training program that was repetitively run over the week's time or month's time, in a month 2 programs, or in a year 5-6 programs. Then slowly and slowly it expanded. After 1 year it was made that every department will offer 2 programs through ICT mode. So it means there was a planning involved in that, and it was decided that instead of purchasing a high-end equipment, you will go for using open source technology that is there, we are connected through, that is Google Hangout. So important considerations in context of technology acquisition: deciding when to enter into a new technology or to migrate from an existing one is also important. For example, we decided that we will go from VC equipment to open space, or in a sense whether the firm should lead or follow in a particular technology, and what will be the impact on the firm's competitiveness. Here it is important that whether should be a leader or whether should be a follower. One thing is that as Shabaz sir was pointing out, that Amardev's internet connection is off. We have lost him, and he was sharing the advantages of offline mode also. But at the same time, offline mode has certain disadvantages also. And online mode, in offline mode, we couldn't have the experience of having interaction with Uday Rachel sir on a real-time basis with so many of centers. So we have to think of which of kind of program is it, and what can be the positive outcome or negative of it. For example, if I have to teach programming, computer C programming, or I have to make some program and show it to you, it may be difficult through this mode. But if it is an information dissemination course or awareness course, it can be easily, it is very fruitful to have it in a synchronous mode, we would say. But in case of a programming environment where you have to submit certain assignments, you have to spend going to different websites, to different literature, then asynchronous mode may be better. So you have to decide. Sometimes we also do mistake. For sometimes we choose wrong media for conducting a program. Sometimes we as nodal centers makes a wrong choice which program should be face-to-face, which should be online. So it depends on you whether you lead or follow in a particular technology. And then another is to make a choice between different options by examining pros and cons of each option in case the firm intends to acquire the technology it needs. If you need it, it means आपको हर का positive negative देखना है. As an organization, you have to see. For example, when the people said smart podium, they automatically sell a digital screen also, display also. But as of now, what I found that alone having a digital screen for 52 inches, 55 inches is just enough. You do not need a smart podium in a normal teaching class. But for another person, it may be. But as an organization, you have to decide whether I have to buy only a podium or I have to buy a display or both. And marketing people will market. Then we come to methods of acquiring technology. What are the methods for exploiting or acquiring technology? These are similar only, used in both the cases. Hajit, make a call to sir. Okay, first one is you are using internal R&D. Just for example, CSIU was doing. They had their own R&D establishment lab over there, and in that lab they had a skilled manpower, highly skilled persons who are experimenting with different concepts, converting them into products or services and trading it into the market. So you need to have a strong skilled manpower if you have to have this method of acquiring technology or giving technology to the society. And second you need to have is your strong financial back also. For example, CSIO is getting funding from Government of India. It means you have to decide whether you have a government source or you are a dependent company. It may be you are a service provider or product seller only. You would not like to go for developing your own technology. You would like to buy. So as CSIO Negi sir was saying, some industry we explain them how technology works, what is their benefit to the industry, and they purchase from it. That's it. Then second is participating in a joint venture. You have a collaboration with another organization. In case of using internal R&D, examples are General Electric, General Motors, and just we have an Indian example of CSIU. But in case of participating in a joint venture, you may have specialization in certain area. Another company or organization may have a specialization in certain area. That's it. One may have a specialization in, say, building the chips. Other may have in programming. That's there. Then contracting out for R&D. It means that you give to other organization your projects based on the your agreement. Then licensing in of technology, that is there. You buy it from the outside just in terms of uses. For example, CSIO technology transfer, he has discussed this, and buying the technology. You buy it from the open market. That's it. So when we say exploitation of technology, with us in a summary, in a nutshell, we say technology can be considered to be an asset or property, then can be purchased or sold. If it is a property, it may be an intellectual property, it may be a physical property. Just as we started on the first day, a component to technology strategy of a company should be the technology exploitation in case it owns a certain technology. Means in case you are the developer of a technology, you have to make sure that in your technology strategy, you have to look for technology exploitation also. Exploitation means you have to put it into the right hands. You should be able to put it into the market. You should be able to sell it into the market. The methods of exploiting the technology are similar to those for acquiring the technology. They differ only in the decisions involved in them. As I have discussed in the start of this presentation, on one end you will be at the buyer's end, on another end you will be at the seller, and you may be a seller also, buyer also, you may be a seller also, another may be a buyer also. So with this conceptual clarity on the theme that I wish to impart, that is technology acquisition and exploitation, I close this session, and now I am open to queries. Any queries you have? Any queries? GSS Academy of Technical Education, Noida?
Yes, sir.
Hani, sir. Welcome, sir. That's it.
I am Professor Oren Pandey from GSS coordinator, coordinator.
That's it. Welcome, sir. Any queries over there? Sir, any queries you have? Okay. They have any query?
Hello.
Hello. Very good evening. Good mornings. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. This is Adrian from JSS Noida.
Welcome, sir.
Sir, I would like to congratulate you for giving your lecture on such an important topic, that is technology.
Sir, we will start with valediction within 10 minutes. My head is done.
One thing, that about this technology acquisition, what should be the actual guiding principle for technology acquisition? Let's say if we have decided to acquire some technology,
That's it.
our purpose, like you had presented that we can buy technology also, we can share technology also for R&D purpose and all that.
That's
All
it.
technologies are available, but what should be the guiding principle to have best acquisition in terms of technology?
First of all, you have to have a market search. What things are available in the market, and second is your observation and evaluation. For example, I am not opening it in the public domain. I am just opening the concept that I have observed different components, products available in the market, and I have come up with the integration or presentation system that will work on DC power without requiring this AC power in a village situation also. It means I need not go for buying a say 70,000, 60,000 laptop. But it depends on the first thing. You have to have your strong market survey, what things are available in the market. Then you have to evaluate, you have to have the needs of your organization, you have to convert your needs, what planning should be, how I should be able to solve this problem. When there is a problem, you will search for an alternative, and alternative should not always be a costly one. It doesn't need that. It should be a, if it is a by a very good brand and it is say very technically sound thing, it will work only. So it is, I feel at an individual level that your observation and linking your needs, that market products to the needs in your context, not seeing that what other college has, institution has bought, is is the crucial to you, is crucial to your process. So it has to be part of planning. You have to plan, you have to go for a market search, online also, physical also. Then you have to have a need identification done in your organization. Then you have to link with different parameters. Conduct a SWOT analysis, so strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats.
I got your point.
That's it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Any other question from GSS Academy? GSS Academy? Okay. Thank you. Then we come to Government Women Polytechnic College. Okay, they have been disconnected. Okay. RD Jindal Group of Institutions. Okay. RD Jindal Group, they are with us? RD Jindal? Okay, no. Then we come to your Gyan Jyoti Group of Institutions, Mohali. They are also? Okay. All three have been disconnected. So we have only two GSS Academy and Vidya College of Engineering. Are you with us? Any questions over there? Okay, so with this, I thank you for this participation and patience listening. And if apart from this, if you have any query, you can always call me. You can email me. There are certain other your conceptual frameworks based on which you can decide upon how to acquire our technology, how to exploit our technology. We can share. I can share it also with you. And I would like to thank offer my thanks to the Management of Technology book written with the title Management of Technology: The Key to Competitiveness and Wealth Creation, written by Tariq M. Khalil from University of Miami, whose work I have taken as a reference base work for designing this program in collaboration with inputs from the different researchers and academicians and practitioners from different apex bodies of Government of India and private institutions of India. And with this, I owe them, all of them, that they have contributed to this domain of knowledge. Now we are starting with the valedictory process or session. We will just wait for 2 minutes so that we can connect the centers that we have lost due to technical failure. So we will just wait for a minute, and once we get connected them, we will start with the valediction. We have Dr. Dumeja with us, sir. So please join us. We have Dr. Dumeja. I have Dr. Dumeja, Professor and Head EDIC Department, with me, who will be interacting with you regarding the feedback and suggestions for improvement in the training program, but in this training program and in any other training program being conducted by NITTTRCHD. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let us start with the available. Okay. Okay. Now. That's it. Perfect. Okay. Now, very good afternoon. In fact, we have entered into afternoon and to the final day of the training program, and welcome to the valedictory session of this training program that was conducted on technology management from 22nd to 26th February 2016. So, first of all, since there was a very active participation from several centers, so I would like to take an opportunity to come to the GSS Academy of Technical Education, Noida. First of all, I request the local coordinator over there, Shri O.N. Pandeji, who has put a very strong effort. to make this program a success. I request Shri UN Pandey to have certain feedback from several participants over there, then introduce the chief guest and request him to mark the valedictory session with his kind words. Okay, we come to the GSS Academy. We are getting you, sir. We are getting you.
First, this is the news that this is one of the best programs from NITTTRCHD, which has been run in actually more. And I would like to say that this has been done very successfully for all 5 days, and most of the cases, it has been taken into depth, and with our the participant feedback we will be giving definitely what additional things can be made later on, and definitely they will be contacting you. I will now introduce our chief guest.
Sir, can you come close to system, sir? Sorry, sir, for the interruption. We are not getting your voice clear.
I think instead of the mic, you can go to the laptop, close to the laptop, and then you can speak from there.
My chief guest is Colonel Jitendra Minhas. He is an alumnus of National Defence Academy and the Indian Military Academy, from where he graduated to be commissioned into the Indian Army as an officer in the year 1990. After serving in the Army for 22 years in the Corps of Signals, he took premature retirement in the year 2013 in the rank of Colonel. During this his military stint, he held various combative appointments, including that of commanding officer of an elite telecom unit. He also did a deputation to a foreign country as a trainer of the army personnel of the country. After the premature retirement from the army, he pursued a full-time MBA program from the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, where he was introduced to the finer aspects of business management and entrepreneurship. Post his MBA, he carried out few consulting projects with large IT companies in UK and US. He later joined JSS STEP. There is a entrepreneurship program here, as its chief executive officer, and has been mentoring startups since then. Mr.
I welcome, sir. I welcome you to the inaugural session, and we are grateful that to have a persona like you during the valedictory session, sir.
Thank you so much. In fact, I think it's an honor for me to be among such a elite gathering here. And I think you mentioned in your last presentation, just concluded that exploitation of technology, and I feel this platform is the best exploitation of the technology in a way that the way you are imparting training to these teachers online. And I think you're saving a lot of cost of their traveling to your location. So I think this is one of the best examples of exploitation of technology in today's world. I would like to congratulate NITTTRCHD for such a yeoman service that you are doing for the nation. Why? Because teachers are the foundation of any nation building, and it's no-brainer to say that if the foundation is strong, the building is going to be automatically stronger. This is a very excellent service we are doing to the nation, and I would like to give an example of a great scholar of historical times, Chanakya, who himself was a teacher, and he helped a king build a very strong nation just out of teaching. And in his own words, he said that if the nation fails to invest in teachers or strengthens them in time, the nation is doomed. Another example of our own times, which I would like to mention here, I always feel inspired by that personality a lot, Dr. A.P.J. Kalam, who was not only a great scientist, but he was a great teacher, and he never forgot to mention about his teachers to help them get to that level. The teachers may not have gone to that level, but he, as a student, has, out of his learning, out of the teaching that his teachers have taught him along the way, out of small village, Pichli village in Tamil Nadu, Kostu village. Till the end, till the last day on the earth, he was teaching. So I think this is a great service that teachers are doing, and they have to continue doing. And it's a great thing that you, as a NITTTR organization, as a GSS 18, are investing so much of time and money into strengthening this foundation of our nation. Coming to JSS 80, I see a lot of vibrancy nowadays. I think that also says a lot about the leadership of the institute. And I would like to mention a few words that, a great leader is the one who actually invests his time and energy into strengthening its body. Because every leader knows that he is not going to be around for a long time, but his legacy is going to be followed by the subordinates who he has helped strengthen. So I think this is a great thing nowadays, which is happening in JSS in forms of skill development, entrepreneurship development, a lot of activities are going on. So this is a great place to be in, and I think JSS is going to be on the map of India, not only the map of UP, the map of India is one of the great issues of our subcontinent. In the end, I would like to also compliment Dr. Pandey, who has spearheaded this FDP very successfully and concluded it. This FDP that came to know as some very relevant topics for today, like entrepreneurship technology, non-entrepreneurship technology, corporate world technology, and innovation. These topics are very, very relevant these days, and I think they are very well aligned with the vision of our Prime Minister, Make in India, Skill India, and Startup India. So these topics are very well aligned with those visions of the country. I thank you for inviting me over, and I feel really privileged to be speaking to such a lead speaker. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. I congratulate and thank Dr. Pandey and you, sir, for having your institution with us and for sparing your teachers to have being trained by a resource person at our end. Now, with this, I thank GSS Academy of Technical Education. Now we move on to Government Women Polytechnic College. I request co-coordinator Palvi Kohli over there to introduce the guest or provide the feedback from one participant first. Then request the guest over there to mark the valedictory session of the training program.
Good morning, respected Dhamija sir, Amardev sir, and one and all present here. First, I would like to thank NITTTRCHD Chandigarh and Amardev sir for giving us this valuable opportunity for conducting this program on technology management through ICT at our Institute Government Women Polytechnic College, Sanganer. So this training program benefited us and the other faculty members from various government polytechnic colleges who have come across from all over Rajasthan to attend this program. Total 41 faculty members at our institute attended this program. The overall feedback is excellent, and the various sessions on technology management, intellectual property rights, technology innovation, technology transfer, leveraging technology, technology management in context of entrepreneurship, enlighten us and open the pathways for guiding our students and creating a value for them. I once again thank you, Amadev sir, and his technical team members for overall wonderful coordination and timely startup of the sessions and ending well on time. I also would like to convey thanks to my team members who has supported me in coordinating this training program here at our institute without effectively and efficiently. I also convey thanks to all the participating members who have attended these sessions with their sincerity and dedications and gave 100% attendance in all the sessions. Thank you, sir. Few of our faculty members also would like to share their views of this training session, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
On good, on behalf of GWPC Sanganer and everybody present here, we would like to thank Dr. MP Punia, Dr. Dameja, and Sir yourself, Amadev sir, and all the resource persons who had presented the sessions here. So the training led us to know about various concepts of strategies, technology management, adoption, transfer of technology, etc. But the training not only taught us the concepts, but also taught us the practical application of these concepts in business as well as educational institutions. We as lecturers can now pass on this knowledge to our students and can act as better motivators and help them in incorporating innovation in their assignments and for all their future endeavors. Sir, one thing I would like to mention, we wished that the sessions might have been made more interactive. But sir, otherwise the training was very wonderful and we are highly enlightened. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. We would take your point. And from the next time onward, we can have some sessions in interaction also, question answers kind of session, without the delivery of a content. It can be we invite some expert from the industry, and we can have a panel discussion kind of thing. We take your point, ma'am. Thanks for your wonderful feedback and providing us appreciating our efforts. And now we come. Anybody else, if wish to?
Yes, sir. I want to give my views about this training program.
One more feedback only.
Very good morning, Mr. Dr. Dhameja sir and Amadev sir. First of all, I am thankful for giving me this opportunity, especially to conduct this training program in our institute. Especially, I would like to mention about the first session of Amadev sir, in which he taught us about the management of technology and its 8 principles. It's a very lucrative session for us, and the session by Uday sir about technology management and innovation was quite wonderful for us. We gained a lot from this. Overall, I personally gained a lot from this training program, and as my colleague said, the program should be more interactive so that effective participation of all the participants can be more. This thing I like. Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now we move on to next center. That is, we have with us Gyan Jyoti Group of Institutions, Mahali. I request the coordinator over there, Shri Mohit ji, if I'm correct, to introduce the case and provide the feedback.
Sharad Sharma.
Sharan, sorry.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Amardev ji and Dhameja sir. So we had an interesting lecture from Amardev ji on technology management, on how important it is for an organization to manage its technology strategically, because when it is not well managed, it might result into a big loss in the organization. We had an interesting session on significance of innovation in creating value by Dr. Uday on the role of innovation in the development of a product. He threw light on how companies like Toyota, Samsung remain to the forefront by its innovative policies related to technology management, where on the contrary, companies like Nokia, they couldn't survive because they were not innovative enough to manage in the competitive market. So basically, it was an informative session on the whole, and a fruitful session for our faculty members to become a part of this session on technology management. So I thank NITTTR on behalf of Gyanjyoti Group of Institutions for this informative session, and we look forward to attend more sessions like these in the future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Any feedback regarding any improvement you need in the contents or in the other aspects of the training program?
So, there was some voice clarity issues in some point, and voice clarity and video related there were issues. So basically these were small issues we were facing. Rest it was fine.
Okay, thank you, thank you. We will take care whatever we can do from our end, and we will ensure that if it is at your end, it get diagnosed also. So it is a mutual one. We will definitely look forward to further improve
Right.
the quality of voice, audio, and video. Okay, thank you very much. Now you have a chief guest also over there. You have some guest over there. Okay, okay. Now we come. You have a guest over there, sir. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now we move on to the next center, that is RD Jindal Group of Institutions. Oh, connectivity is not there. Now we come to Vidya College of Engineering. We do not have RD Jindal presently because of the net connectivity failure over there. Okay, Vidya College is not there. Okay, so okay, let us see. We will talk them later on. Okay, so we had, sir, 5 centers, out of which 3 were connected to us. So we have got the feedback from all of them and remarks by the guests over there. Now I have with me Dr. S.K. Dameja, who is professor and head of entrepreneurship development and industrial coordination department over here. And Dr. Dameja has a rich experience. He holds a PhD and a MTech also, and apart from it, an MBA also. And he is leading this department from the last entrepreneurship department from the last I feel so 3 years approximately, and head of IMCO also earlier, information management and communication department. And sir has been actively involved into conduct of many international training programs in and out the institutions. So I request Dr. Dhameja now to say. Okay, RD Jindal is there. We have got RD Jindal back. So I request RD Jindal to provide feedback about that program, and request them to have introduce the guest at their end to mark the inaugural to mark the valedictory session of the training program. RD Jindal Group of Institutions, are you with us? It is in Banur. Banur is Gyanjoti, and this is in Laluru. They are with us? Okay. RD Jindal, are you with us? I feel so there must be some problem. Okay, anyhow, so I request now Dr. Dhameja to say a few sentences on the concluding remarks of the thing.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amardev Singh. I think at the very outset, let me first thank the coordinator of this training program on technology management, Engineer Amardev Singh, who has very efficiently and very effectively conducted this training program, as I've been listening to the feedback from the different centers. So thank you, Mr. Amardev. I think your lectures are also very much appreciated. And he has done a lot of hard work, because I have been seeing his hard work. He was working almost day and night, to make this program a very grand success. And I think the speakers who were chosen by him, they were all of very high, the standards, and they were very relevant speakers, including speakers from like IIT Kanpur and other places, So I really compliment him in conducting a very, very effective and a very efficient 1-week training program. So my congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
I also like to congratulate all the 5 centers for connecting with the NITTTRCHD for this conduct of this 1-week training program. In fact, this technology management was not being conducted by us around 3, 4, 5 years back. But since Mr. Amardev came into the department, and then he, he being a technological person, basically, he thought of, introducing this concept of technology management. In fact, he has taken many initiatives in different areas, like on IPR and patenting and all the technology management. So we are very happy that he's taking up all this, interdisciplinary areas which are more of technical oriented, and the participants from, any discipline, they can participate in this training program. And so this was a well-conducted training program. I really compliment him once again, and I also compliment all the centers for having this, conduct this training through the ICT. Actually, with this ICT, being introduced, into the country, and with the Dr. M.P. Punia's thrust on the ICT, our present director. So I think we are connecting a lot of people in different parts of the country, and the outreach has grown very, very high. Because initially we used to have this program on the contact basis, and since we are, have very less faculty members in the NITTTRCHD, and we can have only very less number of contact persons, and they're traveling, and sometimes there are some agitations on the way, and the travel expenditures. A lot of problems were there. So I think ICT has really come in very handy to reach different places, and we can have a large number of people trained. Because when we invite a person, let us say from IIT Kanpur, it costs us the money. Calling the person from IIT Kanpur, giving his airfare and all those things. But now we are very happy that we have a lot of people who are participating. At least, the cost is getting offsetted by the number of participants. So this is really a very useful ICT tool, and we intend to have more and more programs for the ICT mode. We recently had many programs internationally. Last week, in fact, we were very busy. We had three programs, all international programs, and me and Mr. Ambardev, we were all coordinating that program also. And in the time, and in the meantime, he was able to find some time to arrange this program also. So that is really appreciate worthy. So thank you, Mr. Ambardev. I thank all the centers also. I thank all the local coordinators who have taken pains to conduct this program. My only submission is that once the program is over, let not the whatever you have learned, let not it remain in the classroom only. So whatever you have learned in this 1 week training program, it should be disseminated to the concerned persons. I was talking the same thing in the inauguration also. So I think let us disseminate this knowledge which you have gained amongst your students, amongst your remaining faculty members, and how can you really use this technology in further improving your polytechnics and your engineering colleges. So that is the major issue. So let us use this technology for further improving the systems in your respective institutions. That would be the ideal tribute to this 1 week training program. So with this, I once again thank all the people even sitting over here. We had even the ETV department, and we had this two staff members from the ETV, Mr. Harjot and Miss Monica, who are really working very hard, because they are conducting program one after the another every week, and I have never seen them taking rest, because Monday the program starts, Friday or Saturday it concludes, and then from Monday again the program starts. So really hats off to them, and they are the major backbone of this ICT in this ETV studios. So thank you, both of you. And I also thank all the other concerned people, the local coordinators, the chief guests who have come to the valedictory session. We heard some of the good speakers, like Colonel was speaking over there. So in the end, I would like to once again thank and compliment everybody, and my only submission at the end once again is that let us use this knowledge, because we have gathered a lot of knowledge in this training program. Let us please use this knowledge. Otherwise, there's no benefit of attending. Just for the sake of attending, then there's no point. So let us use this knowledge for the benefit of the society, for the benefit of students. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dhameja, for your wonderful remarks and motivational words. Now coming to the last but not least, I would formally like to thank all the Noodle centers. For that, at such a short notice, I was unable to send the email to all the Noodle centers in advance, and I was worried also, since it is financial year end. So it will take a lot of time to close all the things before March regarding bills and certificate printing also. Maybe take. Okay. So we have RD Jindal group of institutions also with us. Let us have them also, give them also an opportunity. So they were also connected to us during this program. Let us have a feedback from them also, and I would request to that guest over there to mark the valedictory remarks. Okay. RD Jindal group of institutions. We are getting you, ma'am. RD. Hello. Very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
It is very motivational, and it is very knowledgeable to us to getting your information, and some kind of few things. It is not coming from the management. It is coming from the technology. Whatever we are not, it is not knowledgeable. It is we are aware of this. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. Now with this, we had all centers almost with us except for one, Vidya College, that has been disconnected because of Okay. Anyhow, we will now I come to the final words about the training program. First of all, I thank all the leaders of all the nodal centers that when I sent the email at the last hour on the Monday or Tuesday last week, they accepted it. In some cases it was there, I would not name that. Earlier it was a very tough decision at their end to make whether they will be conducting or not, but I didn't send them the time schedule because I wish that once it gets freezed, then only I should send. It should not be there. I'm sending you a schedule and experts are not there later on. So I thank them that they took the emergency preparations for the conduct of this training program, realizing the significance of the training program, and they made a team and got this program conducted at their respective ends. Some names I remember, for example, Owen Pondeji at GSS Academy, then Palvi Kohli at Government Women Polytechnic College, then Sharan ji at Gyan Jyoti Group of Institutions, and some I am unable to recall. Then Ashwini ji from Vidya College of Engineering. So I thank one and all the persons who are directly or indirectly associated with the smooth conduct of this program, starting from the technical person at your end to the coordinator to the leader of your institution. Then I thank all the participants at all the nodal centers, especially I find that in Government Women Polytechnic College, several participants from different districts of Rajasthan state have come over to attend this training program. I thank all the participants at Government Women Polytechnic College and all other centers who regularly took out their time from their precious schedule to be with us for this training program. Then I thank the technical team at our end, Harjot and Mona. Harjot was not well for first 3 days. I was watching him and I was disturbing him again and again. So Harjot, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. And he was silently with the patience doing it. Thank you, Harjot. Thank you, Mona, for being with us. And I thank Ajay also. He's a student, ME student over here, who also attended this program regularly and took benefit of the session. And he's also planning to go for registering a startup under the leadership of Dr. Punya with the feedback of Dr. Dhameja and me. So I thank Ajay also. Then I thank Dr. S.K. Dhameja also. Sir, I would take the leverage. I know you do not like that I phrase it openly, but he is a person who has always allowed me to experiment. He never stopped me from experimenting. He just say that you have to manage the time limit, and he was a person who makes me disciplined. And openly today I am admitting that with your able guidance I am conducting the program efficiently and I am improving in my skills also. I thank you, sir, for your guidance and giving me leverage to invite experts from good institutions, and in terms of funding, giving the budget approvals and supporting me in my efforts. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And with this, we break for the day. We call it a day with a just announcement that you just have to get the formal feedback forms filled up at your end. And when you will be sending the original attendance sheet, please do send feedback forms to us, and bills also. Bills has to be in original, within in original, and try to send it by March 10. Within a week or 14 days time, so that it is March 31 will be the financial year end, so it will be becomes very problematic at my end to get them clear over here, and later on you also may face some problem, then it deteriorates the relationship. So that it doesn't get deteriorated, it is better we manage all the things in time, so that you send me all the bills in original with the proper signs of local coordinators, with the stamp and signature of the verified by the principal or director or head of the institution, and with the attendance sheet, and with the list of participants typed in MS Office Word format, with us, along with a scanned copy of attendance sheet you can send in advance, so that I can take up the preparation of certificate in time. Thank you. With this, we call it a day. Now you can enjoy your evening in your moods and return back to your families. With this, I close this training program. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.